Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching the fourth best of one of this evening and ninth of Group D with Norway versus Sweden. It's the Scandinavian Derby, the Viking Derby. Both teams, the two probably stronger teams in this group, the two strongest teams in this group, and we expect them to take the first and second place respectively. I don't know exactly who's going to get what. Norway at the moment with 2 wins in 2 games. Sweden with a loss against Belarus, which was a bit of a surprise. However, joining me this evening is the awesome Neil. And it's fantastic to have Neil with me and also to have you guys watching us here on eFrank TV. I hope you will have an enjoyable broadcast, and I hope that you've had an enjoyable broadcast if you've watched the matches before. We'll take a quick look. I said that in a very northern accent, in a Wigan accent. Take a quick look at the groups, and we'll give you guys the basis. So we're on twc.e-frank.net, where you get all the information about the World Championships. You can see we broadcasted Group B. Group A was on eFrank TV 2. Group C is on eFrank TV 2 at the moment, and we're broadcasting Group D for you. Norway, 2 wins in 2 games. Sweden winning 1 game and losing another, losing a match against Belarus. And you can see Bosnia in 3 games only getting 1 draw. Belarus, who've played all their matches, only 4 points. So Belarus and Bosnia are in a lot of trouble. Belgium have done a good job to secure 6 points in 3 matches. And I think it's all about Iceland here. If Iceland can win one of their big matches against Norway and Sweden, then they should be okay. They should be all right to go through. And we might actually see Belgium, Norway, or Sweden going down. But it seems like it's Iceland and... Actually, no, it's probably Belarus and Bosnia. You know, Iceland's okay. Iceland's going to be up regardless. Belarus is in trouble. So if Iceland get 1 win, it's Belarus and Bosnia that are going to be out of this group. Regardless, we'll take a quick look at the lineups that we have for this evening. And Neil, this is the part where you shine, mate. This is the part where you can tell us all you know about these fantastic players. It's pretty much the same lineup that we saw last time. Rubino, Polly, Reeston, Rain, and Jacob.
Yeah, strong lineup for both sides, to be honest. We have Porth, Makaleli, Exist, Pronax, and who's the 5th? I can't remember. He's not on the server yet, that's why. It is Dennis. Sorry, Dennis is going to be playing as well. So yeah, both strong lineups. We've got Norway, of course. We've got Rubino from Copenhagen Wolves. We've got Polly X LGB, who got, I think he left or he got removed. I don't know. I don't want to say which one it is because I'm not 100% sure. We've got Rain, of course, from G2. Reeston, who plays for... I actually don't know who he plays for. I think he's teamless at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be. This is probably the match of the night, to be honest. Main and
Match of the group?
Yeah, match of the group actually. Yeah, match of the night, match of the group, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of talent in this map. And it's gonna be Dust 2. We're gonna see probably Makaleli obviously picking up an AWP, maybe Dennis the odd time picking up an AWP here and there. And Norway, we're going to see probably the main stars. Rain, Rubino is a really good player.
Rubino
well,
played great.
Yeah, JKM is a very good player as well. Or JKM, whatever they call him. There's 2 JKMs. There's a UK JKM, and then there's the Norwegian JKM.
The better JKM. No, I'm only kidding.
The better JKM, exactly.
Yeah. Exist and Pronax on the same team. That's going to be interesting to see. I'm really excited to see how that's going to work out. I'm assuming that Pronax is probably going to call the shots in this, you know, in this lineup. What do you think, Neil?
Yeah, it's going to be great. I think it's going to come down. This map anyway on Dusty is going to come down to momentum based, in my opinion. Just who's going to get off to a better start. It's going to be extremely hard for Norway. I think if it's interesting to see that Sweden are actually playing with 2 in-game leaders, with Pronax and Exist playing together. So
that's
really
what I just mentioned, which you didn't answer my question. I was like,
no, I was getting on to that.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, go. Sorry. Yeah, just interesting to see 2 in-game leaders on Dust 2, and I think Exist is a good fragger anyway. In my opinion, he's more of a fragger than Pronax.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what exactly that happens. Sorry, I was just flicking in towards the other game, on Group C that Russia are playing at the moment. Just had a quick look to see what the score was there. Yeah. Russia are absolutely destroying them.
Oh dear.
Russia
Not
are
good.
like 10-1 up on Terrorist Mirage. So yeah, Russia looking really well. Flamey's playing. C's just wanted to see the lineup really for Russia to see how strong their lineup is, and it's looking really strong.
Well, let's take a quick look at Dust 2 before we start the match here. It's Norway versus Sweden, the best of one, if you've just joined us. And both teams doing relatively well. Sweden on 3 points, Norway on 6. And Dust 2, again, it's a very pick-based map, very nice for these mixed teams. Relies a lot on the aim, individual aim of the players. And it's really op heavy. You see a lot of double op setups, both on T and sometimes even on both on CT and sometimes even on the T side, like we saw earlier with Belarus. But usually you only see that one op on the terrorist side, and it's really entertaining to watch. Everybody loves Dust 2. It's like the most fun map to play and to watch at the same time, and it really allows every single player on these lineups to truly kind of channel that individual play and that individual level, high level of CS. So it's a very star-studded lineup from both teams. We're going to see Rain's changed his name to Rain is better than Dennis. So we're going to see
that as well, you know.
Yeah, we're going to see the G2 guys against each other, both Rain and Dennis, and also Makaleli is with Dennis on the other side, and Dennis has called himself Dennis better than Rain. So we'll see which one of the G2 stars will be performing in this matchup. It's really nice to have you guys.
Good to see these. Sorry, I was just about to say that it's great to see like people in the same team playing against each other. They obviously want to get a +1 over their teammate, thinking, "Yeah, my country's better than yours" and stuff. I'm going to LAN. You have to sit at home and watch me win.
I think
win
both
50
of them will
grand
go.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
What's that?
I think both of them will go.
I just mean it overall in general. Like we're going to see it in a few more countries as well. Obviously, with people like Portugal against Spain will be one of the matchups for in the last 16. They've got guys from Overgaming with Lel, Aramen. They're going to be playing against each other. So they're two teammates. So whoever loses obviously doesn't get to go to the LAN, and whoever wins will be going to the LAN. So that's quite interesting to see teammates going up against each other, trying to get one over on each other. So that's why I like this kind of tournament as well. It's a very unique tournament. It's very different. There's no other tournaments like this, obviously, because it's country based. You know?
It's national pride on the line.
Yeah, which is cool. Like, you know, it's great to have in CS, really, isn't it? Like, to have something different. That's why I find it so interesting anyway. And every country want to represent your own countries. It is the World Cup of CS, I think, in my opinion. Definitely the World Cup of CS.
We hope it will be. We hope the LAN is going to be a tournament that you guys will enjoy watching. And that's what I wanted to mention earlier when I put my finger up. It's between October the 8th and the 12th. If you'd like to watch that, you can tune in hitbox.tv/efragtv and efragtv2. However, if you would like to be there, you can actually get your tickets at e-frag.net/ I think it's tickets, where you can. It's all for free. You can actually book a ticket, and it's absolutely free. All you have to do is just find your way there. There's information about accommodation and flights on the page, I believe, and you can be part of the 4,000 viewer crowd, and also be part of the event. I think it's going to be history for CS. It will be history. Knife round has just completed. Norway won the knife round. They'll be starting off probably on the CT side. Although we mentioned it over and over again that it's become a bit more of like a T-sided map, in my opinion. I think that you can get more T-sided rounds, as we saw with the Belgium game, the Belgium versus Belarus game. Both teams got more on the T side than they did on the CT side. And I think with these kind of lineups, you're probably going to see more T-sided rounds. Either way, they're going to go for kind of the meta that has been the meta recently in CSGO, which is starting off on the CT side, although it originally was a T-sided map. But it seems like everybody is ready. We'll be starting the match very, very soon indeed. It's been a while, 10 days since the last broadcast, so we're really glad that we're back. Remember, tomorrow will be the end of Group D, and then we have the round of 16 on Thursday and Friday for your viewing entertainment. So make sure that you tune in to watch that. I've also got a match after this, Iceland, I think, versus Norway. Another Scandinavian matchup. It's interesting that we have all the Scandinavian teams in this group. Yeah, we've got pretty much all the Scandinavian teams in one group. The Scandinavian group, if you'd like to call that. But all three teams seem to be on the verge of qualifying for the round of 16. But we do start off with the pistol round. And Polly will have a pretty nice pick on Makaleli over towards shot. Actually going without any pop flashes, just peeking and finding his head. And it's very aggressive mid-control here from Norway. Mac as well, peeking.
But look at Sweden there, all four people there quickly getting into middle there to retake it up. But nice headshot by Rain onto Pronax to get that advantage for Norway there.
Yeah, it's costing them, definitely. Polf played for the Swedish side during the European Championships, and he had a fantastic performance on the line. Even though they came out third, he did very, very well indeed, and he's one of the standout players that we didn't expect to really perform so well. Exists searching for entries here. The Ninjas in Pyjamas in-game leader will find Mac, and Reese is on relatively low health. Wayne's going to find himself right in front of Polf, and the young, I think now 18, he was 17 last year, 18-year-old player
18.
will do nothing, as Norway will pick up that pistol round. So it's a really nice idea by Norway to go for that mid-control, to push forward like that, and also pick up frags. And it costs Sweden to gain the mid-control. It costs them 2 players.
Yeah, indeed, and good play by Polly to get that opening frag and get the information for Norway to get that quick round on the board for them. And like I was saying, they need to get off to a good start against a strong Swedish side to have a good chance of winning this game. And Sweden really, really need to win this game because they're struggling. But Exist does pick up Rain now with the Tech 9 force by. He has to get an advantage to Sweden.
It's 4-on-4. It's 4 spy from the tees. Scout is really, really, really good on Dust 2. You have to be careful. And it's super aggressive from Norway. You see Mac again pushing mid. This time only picking up a frag with a P90. And there's a return. Now Rubino pushing forward, and Dennis is going to find. I think Dennis was surprised to see him. We'll be moving towards the B side, however. Dennis now short, trying to cut them off. Rubino's going to find him. I don't know really why Dennis pushed forward like that. I don't think he knew that Rubino was still at mid. He assumed that he backed away. As the Swedish players on this force point actually defending the B site, getting a bomb plant and taking down 2 of the Norwegian players is not bad whatsoever. Makelele with the Desert Eagle trying to find a kill over at Tunnels. He'll take one down, but Polly will finish him off, and Norway will get the defuse. Very close indeed. Polly actually only on 10 health and Rubino on 28, but they'll get it nonetheless, Neil.
Yeah, indeed they will. That was a close round there. Another bomb down for Sweden, which is important. Obviously, no, actually, sorry, they didn't get the bomb down the first round. Sorry, that's my bad. But yeah, important round. But Sweden here, interestingly, going to buy up here again. Just about enough money. They won't have much. No, they have got a bit of utility actually. So yeah, this is a big round here for Sweden. If they win this, obviously Norway won't have a lot of money, to be honest.
Yeah, it's interesting. Norway have decided to force it up. Well, they could actually. It's a full buy, but they could have probably. They could have just gone for pistol armor and utility, which is what they normally teams do when they lose the second round to a false buy. They just pistol it up in armor. Instead, they were able to afford kind of a motley purchase of rifles and SMGs and some utility, which is always better, I guess. But either way, they'll be on 0. Sweden started off with an entry towards B and they towards mid, sorry, and they will be going for a B split with the bomb coming in from the tunnel. Rubino unable to do much with that position. It's just Reese now than M4, and in this kind of situation, you'd probably be better off saving the M4 armor diffuse kit and the 2 flashes.
Yeah, he's definitely going to save anyway, that's for sure. And that's a great buy by Sweden there to squeeze out a kind of few AKs there, a Scout and a Galil on the board. So yeah, momentum there for Sweden. Going to switch around to them. Hopefully Reeson will be able to keep this M4. It does take down Exist, that's important. 1 gun less for Sweden. But yeah, Sweden again picking up that important third round and not letting Norway run away and come up with a 3 or 4-0 lead. Because again, we've seen that surprise defeat by Sweden to Belarus 2 weeks ago. So Sweden need to get some wins on the board to cement their place into the last 16. So they need to start now, to be honest.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Sweden on paper are the favourite. Ooh, my goodness, he was peaked by 3 guys in the last moment of that round. Saves that M4. So they can have a bit more firepower this round. Oh, they're going to actually force it up here. So they're going to force it up once more. So they can force by a round. If they lose this, they'll have to eco. But they're going for it, Norway. Sweden, though, with that round win, making it 2-1. I was about to mention, just for people who are tuning in, you can buy your national team jersey over at e-frag.net/shops or shop. Money will go, 25% will go towards the team, 25% to the prize pool. And if you buy a certain player's name, 25% will go to the player. But Dennis starts it off with 2 entry frags over towards the A site from Long. There's a CT smoke coming down. The bomb's going to be planted. It's a very good start. Makelele taking down Rubino through the smoke. As it's just Reeston one more. So very, very easy round for Sweden. Absolutely flawless. They'll make it 2-2. Norway now on a full eco.
Yeah, just a basic long take there for Sweden. Dennis getting full control at long. The guy at short didn't even look behind that long, and Dennis with 2 easy, nice little headshots there onto CT and onto short to get that easy round for Sweden. And that's Norway with absolutely no money here now, and Sweden is starting to already build up a little bit of bank. We've got Porf here already on 7-3 here, 7.3k.
Yep, they've got a bit of bank. Makaleli landing a body shot on Polly. I think it should be an easy round for Sweden.
Yeah, we got easy round here for Sweden. It's going to be Exist picking up Reaston. It's going to be 4v3 situation. And as you can see, the money on Norway, I'm not sure if they'll actually go for a double eco here. We'll see what happens. Porf there with a nice little double kill to open up, basically secure that round for Sweden to make it 3-2 and put them into the lead for the first time. And it's going to be interesting, as I was saying, to see if Norway will pick up an AWP or will they go for a double eco. They will buy here, yeah, definitely. 5 M4s across the board here for Norway. So it'll be interesting to see what Sweden are actually going to do here. It looks like they're just going to go for a standard kind of 2-2-1 dynamic kind of setup with Porf and Dennis going for the long. We're going to see Pronax, the 2 in-game leaders, actually going B. And here we go, Porf straight out long here, fast out long here. He's got full control out long. Pronax picking up Polly there.
Just for those who are wondering why they only hear me from a left ear, seems to be a issue with the stereo that we've just figured out now. I don't know why it's happening, but we'll try and fix it during this broadcast. I'm really sorry if I'm giving you deafness in one ear and not the other. Anyway, Sweden moving towards the A site. There's a good position for the Norwegians if Robina would like to boost on top. The CT smoke goes down, they throw the bomb over, and then they're going to renew the CT smoke as well. And I think as it is, I think the CTs are going to try and wait for those 2 players from short to push in at the same time. Rain's going to get caught with his pants down as Porf takes him out. And Robina's going to use these smokes perfectly. Takes down Dennis. Having 1 smoke to his right, another to his left. He's going to smoke off long. Cut off the 2 remaining Swedish players. And Porf is going to try and take him out. He won't be able to. Robina makes short work. And Mac will take down Makaleli. And that's the A site under control. And the bomb defused. All picked up as well for free for the CTs. Norway is back into the game.
Yeah, good round there by Mock and Ravino to pick up a 2-piece each and get Norway's money back on track here. Got an AWP on Polly, got a scout on. Reason is dropping a scout to. Who did he just drop that to? Oh, to Rain. So yeah, important round here for Norway to get their money back on here.
Yeah, indeed so. They're both able to afford pretty much a nice full buy. It's interesting that Dennis is, or Rain, sorry, has decided to go for the scout this round. But as we mentioned earlier, it's such a good weapon on Dust 2, isn't it?
Yeah, it is great for DOP kind of jumping scout kind of type shooting on Dust 2. We've seen it quite a lot in the last game with Cyberfocus. He used it a bit. But yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see if Norway can win this round, because they will be in a lot of trouble, I think, if they lose this round. Mock has already actually been tagged through the door at the start of the round there.
Yeah, he's down to 35 health already. They are getting ready for a B split. There are 2 CTs waiting for them, however, and 1 at CT spawn who's boosted up on top, so you can see over the smoke Exist. Doesn't want to make any mistakes here. They're making the right choice of moving the bomb through the tunnels as well. Rabino will be ready. There's the smoke, and he's going to go on the other side of that, but Dennis is there to take him out. Does a lot of damage, though, on Pronax by landing a headshot, so there's a rotation coming in from the Norwegians already. Pronax will pick up frag for Sweden, and there's Porf to cut off that flank. Porf now moving towards tunnels to clean up, make sure that there's nobody coming in from T-spawn. There's Reaston. Porf take him out. It's just Polly now. He's probably going to try and save that AWP, as Sweden will pick up that round 3-4.
Yeah, perfect round for Sweden there. Not even losing a man, it looks like, so far. Unless, obviously, Polly could pick up a kill or 2 here, which is extremely unlikely. Oh, he's going to meet Porf here, and Porf is going to take it down. That's a free piece for Porf. Playing very well so far. 10 frags already on the board here in 7 rounds. And he's been very quiet over the last 4 to 5 months in the kind of competitive scene. He's kind of disappeared off the kind of scene since Property actually folded and Twist went to Copenhagen Wolves, we've seen. So great to see him back into CS and playing on the stage, kind of, as I like to say, and top of the leaderboard so far.
Yeah, it's been back and forth this game, as we'd assumed it'd be. Both teams have the potential to win this game, and it will definitely be a close match. Although I do think that Norway starting off on the CT side, it doesn't mean that Norway will get more CT-sided rounds. I'm pretty sure about that. Pronax.
Yeah, you're right. Spot on.
Over at Tunnels, picking up 2, and that's an easy anti-eco for Sweden. 5-3. So Sweden back in the driving seat, but we will see a full buy from Norway now. No AWP though. Oh, we will. It's Glass Cannon from Mac.
On Mock, yeah. Mac.
Yeah. mock. Is that the right way to say it? To
No,
mock someone.
Mac, I think. I think
Oh,
it's
it's Mac?
Mac. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. We're going to see here now, Sweden. It's interesting to see Porf. He loves going out long here. And again, he picks up an opening kill on Therese. And he's been getting a lot of control at long here in these first 8 rounds. And that's why Sweden have been so successful, I think, in winning these like important kind of duels and rounds. And that's why they're in the lead. So yeah, another opening pick for him again.
Super sorry if I don't really understand why, but it seems like I don't know why, but the audio is on it's just coming mono from the studio mic, so we'll try and fix that as soon as possible. Really sorry if you're hearing us just in one ear. Moment. Okay. Either way, seems like we do have ourselves an interesting round here. Norwegians cleaning up mid and B site, but Pronax and Dennis will have access towards the A site and the bomb planted. Dennis has got a good position here as well. That's a nice nade to take him down to 17 health. And Dennis will finish off the job regardless. Pop flash as he goes towards long and he finds Rain. Dennis winning that Dennis versus Rain matchup over towards long in Sweden. We'll pick up yet another round, so we will see an eco from the Norwegians.
Yeah, as you can see, 2.4, 2.6 across the board, and it's a nightmare really for the Norwegians here, and Sweden already picking up 6 rounds, and they got to be careful they don't let it escalate out of control here for Sweden. If Sweden get at least 10 rounds, I think Norway won't have a chance of getting back into this game, so they need to be careful here.
Yeah, they have to be very, very careful indeed. Should be an easy anti-eco though. But I mean, Neil, what do you think is going to be the game changer for these two teams? Do you think it'll be like individual play, one of these players just playing really, really well, that'll take their team to the win, or is it just going to be teamwork in this mixed play? I mean, what will be the defining factor, or is it too complex to kind of decide as it is?
I think Norway are really struggling on that long with Porf getting out long. He's getting out there a lot of times and he can't handle that. I think they should really start taking that long and getting a bit of control on map, or even like double pushing into B tunnels just to try and get some information and have an idea what's going on. Just change it up a bit. And now we've got, it's interesting, they keep changing the over. One round is Polly, now it's Rubino, with Mac around before that, and that's not the best of starts. Dennis already picking off Rubino through the door there. But yeah, they have now tried to go for this free long take, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can hold this. As I'm saying that, look at Porf here. Oh my god, this is going to be a nightmare for no. Got Makela bomb down here, planted for short. It's going to be advantage here for Sweden here already in this 3v3, and great headshot by Dennis there onto Mac. Not a great Tech 9 headshot onto Reason as well, and that's round basically secured for Sweden. 3-piece for Dennis.
All right, I'm back. I just switched the microphones over, but it's still the same issue with it coming out of just being mono. I don't really understand why that's happening at the moment. So again, we're really sorry if you're being troubled by this issue at the moment, but we'll hopefully get to the bottom of it. And that's what happens when we have a one-man caster production combo. It's not, it's not the best of ways to fix these kind of things.
Indeed, but Sweden have picked up 5 rounds in a row here already, and that's Norway back onto eco. And do you think Norway have got any chance of getting back into this game, or has Sweden just run away with this too early, and I mean too soon as in?
I honestly think it's T-sided, so I don't think they've run away with anything at the moment. As long as Norway can get 6 rounds or 5 rounds, then they should be okay. But if they stay with just 3, then it's going to be very difficult for them to come back. I find it really, really doubtful. So for that reason, Norway need to pick up some rounds now. They can lose to Seco, but the next couple of rounds they have to pick up. If not, they're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, indeed, and it looks like Sweden will, well, advances Norway here, 4v3, but as I said, that Pronax has evened it out onto Ravino. great eco round there by Norway to really give them a chance to get back into this game, to be honest, and that's exactly what they needed now. They need to pick up these last 3 rounds, in my opinion. Double up setup here on Polly and Ravino. It's going to be interesting to see if this is going to be successful.
All right, sorry for leaving you hanging once more, Neil, and
Sure,
sorry
good
for
man,
leaving the
don't worry.
viewers hanging as well as I try to figure out what has caused this, but I think I fixed it. I don't know if you can hear me in both ears, but I hope there's not anything weird sounding at the moment, because I can hear something really weird. Either way, I'm back, and I think you guys can hear me in both ears. So sorry, guys, for this horrible little audio problem that's just happened all of a sudden, but that's what happens when you have one caster doing the production as well in a studio. Sorry, take my apology. Either way, it seems like Norway have picked up a 4th round. I didn't even see what was going on, but...
Yeah, it was an eco actually by them, and really great play by Polly there to pick up a 2-piece, but as you can see, it's a nightmare on L Street for Norway. They can't hold that long control, as I was saying earlier on in this game. Just that simple long control, and a 2-piece there for Pronax, and that's, well, saying that, even though Norway's money has been reset, they're still going to be able to buy in this second last round, so...
Yeah, I'm going to take a quick look at the money. So, they can go for a buy. They need to win the next 2 rounds. They just have to do it. They cannot give away anymore. If they lose this, they're going to have nothing for the next round. If they win this and then lose the next one, I don't think they'll have enough rounds. So 6 will be something that Norway can be pretty happy about. For those just asking about the jerseys, saying, "Oh, why are only bad countries?" Oh my God, it's a 4-up setup. It's not the last round. I don't know why they've gone for the 4-up setup. But for those asking about the jerseys, it's only for the jerseys of the teams that have qualified plus Germany for some reason. When these teams qualify, you'll also be able to buy those jerseys. But quadruple op setup now from the Swedes. Super frag power, but no maneuverability. But the Norwegians are going to go right for it. They're going to play nice and aggressive and right into the crosshairs of the Swedish side. Exist takes down Rain. So it's 4-on-4. It's back to 4-on-4. Polly takes down Exist though. The only AWP for the Norwegian side. Max going to push right through that smoke. There's an AWP right in front of him. He's not going to try and fire away. Instead, he just backs away, stays alive, which is the safer thing to do. That maybe not the most ambitious. They still do have the man advantage though, Norway. Mac takes down Makaleli. And Rayston with a nice double. Dennis and Polf, good night. And that's 9-5. Final round of the first half. And I'm assuming that the reason they picked up those 2 ops, was so that they can go for like an early firing squad. Or maybe, I think they're just going to throw it away. I really doubt they're going to go for a triple op setup. They will do. Okay, let's see. Maybe they'll switch it for an M4 during... in the middle of the round, but Ravina's going to try and find an early pick here on Sean. He's boosted up. It's good positioning, and oh my goodness, that shot against Pauf, Neil. That was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, as you were saying, Pauf has been a great opening fragger for Sweden, so good play by Ravino to open up the round and giving him a good advantage there and make sure that Sweden don't get that opening pick. That's been so successful for Pauf, so yeah, another kill though by Ravino, onto Makaleli this time.
And I remember Rubino was so good in the 2 matches that they played. So good. He was pretty much the game changer for Norway. I want to take a look at the scores here. He's not at the moment. Reason's on 12, but he's made very important frags in the last 2 rounds. So he's taken a huge chunk of the pressure off the Norwegians' shoulders. There's a return from Dennis. Those 2 pushes forward, taking down Rubino. Reason's still alive. There's a great pop flash. There's one person coming up from behind anyway, but he doesn't get to do anything. Rain completely fails. He had a perfect flank there on Pronax. Pronax is going to actually get a 180-degree kill as well. Took out both of them. The man's got eyes in the back of his head. 2 versus 2. 2 ops, 1 on Mac and 1 on Polly. Not the best weapons to have on a retake, but they're going to go for it anyway. Polly finds Dennis. And now it's just Pronax, the Fnatic in-game leader. And also the team captain.
They both got AWPs here, so even when he's on low HP, it's looking to be 1 hit. Headshot onto Mac here though. 1v1 situation. Polly with the AWP. He's not in the best of positions. He's going to struggle.
Oh my God, he goes for the jumping no-scope.
Jumping no-scope kill there.
Oh, he's seen too many of that now. Polly with a jumping no-scope. And what an important bit of play there from Polly. Absolutely fantastic. That's 9-6. There's still hope for Norway now. Very nicely done. Even with 2 ops, they're able to retake the site. I mean, Pronax did a very good job. He got 3 kills that round. 2 to open up 1 to open up EA site. 1 kill from defending the flank, taking down Rain. And also the 3rd when he's defending the bomb. But Polly with a jumping no-scope. And you don't expect to see that every day of the week. And we'll have a quick replay of that nice shot as well. But really nicely done there.
The best
very
positions.
important
He
for
could have
Polly.
struggled it.
Next
Oh!
as well, it's just giving them
That
6 rounds now.
jumping no-scope
A
kill
big
there.
difference from 10-5, obviously. So if Norway do pick up this pistol, we're on for an even game here.
Yep, indeed so. There is still a chance for Norway here, especially if they can pick up this pistol. But I honestly believe it'll be T-sided for Norway. Norway will pick up more T-sided rounds. They've got 3 players moving in from long. Not the best choice, I think, because the USB does have the advantage in the long range. And Dennis is not even going to realize that Makelele is already up towards mid. I mean, this is absolute slaughter. Sweden, with all the map information in the world, and also taking out those 3 players over at long. It's just Polly who's going to try and get a cheeky plant. He gets the plant, so they do have a bit of money. They can go for a 3rd round full buy, but Sweden will get the pistol.
Yeah, it's a massive round for Sweden to pick that up pretty convincingly with 4 people obviously still alive. So yeah, 10-6 here. It's going to be probably a force buy by Norway here to try and take that money off Sweden. Really give themselves a chance of getting back into this game. But no, they're not actually going to force buy. They're going to go for that 3rd round buy here.
Yeah, they will. I mean, the only time I've actually seen... Okay, the only weird thing I've ever seen was, I don't know which team it was. It was an Asian qualifier. There's a team that went for the 3rd round full buy on the CT side with 5 FAMASs, which is interesting. But other than that, if you get the bomb plant, usually you just go for the 3rd round full buy instead of forcing it up, then playing for the 4th round. Either way, they're probably going to lose this. No, we do have an entry on Rain though. On Dennis though, and it's confusing me. I don't know why they've got this stupid Rain better than Dennis, Dennis better than Rain thing going on, but Norway with that M4 picked up on Reaston have control of short. They're in a good position here, Neil. They can actually push
4 on the short here.
Yeah, they can push on. They don't have a lot of information. Pouf is going to stay alive. Oh, he's going to flash and go forward. He's got support from Makelele as well. Super aggressive from both Pouf and Makelele. Still holding their positions. Makelele finds yet another headshot, and the Norwegians are just unable to find any kills. Polly with another bomb plant, so that's an off.
Yeah, the important thing I was going to say was that Makelele got a Zeus kill here onto Polly. But yeah, important, I was just going to say that Norway got another bomb plant, and that's probably going to make sure they're going to be able to afford an AWP here onto Polly. Well, you've seen Rubino open as well. But yeah, that's important for Norway. As you can see now on the scoreboard, a bit of money here. They got 5-4 on Polly. He's going to go for that AWP. So yeah, that's important there. This is a big round for Sweden here. They haven't got great money if they lose this round.
Yeah, the thing is, the bomb's been planted over towards short, so... sorry, I was just reading the chat and speaking at the same, which was a bit silly. But I think that the bomb should have been planted towards short, and they should have just kind of defended it from short. But instead, they kind of went deep and planted it deep. They might have even had a couple of kills after that, because then they would have got the bomb plant and then just played for the defense. Either way, we do have some aggression here from Pronax at short, and he gets punished by the Norwegians. And due to that, those 2 bomb plants, they've got all the utility. Although people saying I said something stupid, I was talking about Rain and Dennis with the thing mark. It was just a joke. It's not stupid. It's actually quite entertaining. That they're like, you know, as you mentioned earlier, Neil, like playing against each other and whatnot. Exist holding up mid, takes Polly, takes down Reaston as well. It's good play there by Exist. Ninjas in Pyjamas in-game leader. It's got 2 in-game leaders here playing for Sweden today. They've got the man advantage though, Sweden. And they're going to be playing for the retake on the B site. 1 person coming in from tunnels. And I wonder if the Norwegians will be able to hold him off. There's a CT smoke. I think it's a bit too deep. And this is going to actually favor Exist. So Rain faffing up that smoke. He's in a great position to take down the tunnel. Oh, and he pops up. Takes down Exist as well. It's now a 2 versus 1. And Pouf has quite a bit of an issue to deal with at the moment. Both Rain and Mac alive in the site. And he's not even going to be able to get that frag. AWP's going to be picked up by Norway. And the round as well. 11-7. And that was excellent by Rain. I don't know. I don't know if he actually meant to have the smoke a bit deeper, but for a moment there I thought he completely missed the smoke. And that 90-degree turn and picking up that frag was scrumptious to watch.
Yeah, and picking up the last 3 frags in a 3v2 situation in favour of Sweden, that was extremely important for Rain. Picking up them 3 headshots, and again, that man again is picking up that 4th frag onto Makelele. We have seen Sweden here force buying back onto Norway here, and it looks like not a great start for them at all here.
It's a false buy from Sweden. Norwegians should be able to pick this up. Look at this Pouf using the smoke quite nicely. He found himself right in the middle of it. Don't know if they're going to realise that. Rubino with the entry. Pouf takes one with the P250, but that's the only kill he'll have, as Norway will make it 11-8. So It's important that Norway continue this momentum. They're a couple of rounds behind. They're looking pretty nice and solid. We will see an eco from Sweden. So 11-9 should be the scoreline. And Rubino knows the economy very, very well indeed. He's actually decided to purchase a Mac 10 to make a bit of money. So he'll probably be going first into any engagements. Oh, look at this by Mac. Running straight towards that huge blue bin. Get a more advantageous position. It's a good nade by him. He makes it 2. There's one more person in pit. I don't know if they're aware of that. I don't think they saw him cross. Zest pops up, gets the first, but that's it. Sadly doesn't have the weaponry or the equipment to do much in that position, but very smart by Exist. Either way, it's 11-9, Neil. And you mentioned earlier, you asked me if Norway have a chance. If they got 9-6, I say yes. What about you now? Do you think Norway have an opportunity to steal this best of 1 from Sweden?
Oh yeah, definitely, of course. And there's, more importantly, to see that Sweden can't actually afford an AWP. So yeah, advances to Norway at the moment with the money as well. But that little middle stack, of course, Exists picking up the opening frag on terrain, which is extremely important for Sweden to try and extend their lead.
I don't really know what Polly was doing. They didn't check short whatsoever. Just peeking mid. Maybe he was expecting, I think it was not Reeston, it was Rubino to check short while he checks mid from that angle. Either way, that's 2 easy frags in the first 20 seconds of the round for Sweden. And they're going to be playing with the back burner. And funnily enough, the bomb's down in the low tunnels as well. I don't know if Dennis caught sight of it. Bino takes down Pauf though. I think Norway are planning to take control of mid first, then probably go for a B split. With the utility they have, they can smoke off CT. Rubino just pushing forward here. I don't know if he knows, but Dennis is there, goes for the no-scope. Right in the face of Dennis. He did not see that coming whatsoever. Mac with another entry, and it's really interesting because they're not making the best calls here. Exist. Oh no. Absolutely huge play there by Exist. Shuts down Norway single-handedly. That's fantastic play there from Exist. I was just about to say, even though they're making the wrong choice, since the CTs already realized what they were doing and they already rotated towards the B site and were ready for that split, they were making a very good job out of it. They were getting the entries, Mac finding the entry, but Exist played it perfectly. He was very patient, got the first 2, and then took out the third. And they stopped the building momentum of Norway. But with the money that they've saved up, they can still go for a full buy here. However, it would be their last full buy. Good pop flash over. That's nice team play here by the heavy mid-presence of Sweden. A bit of a gamble. Could have actually cost them the B site. Dennis rotating to take out Polly. They look so solid at the moment, Sweden, on the CT side.
Yeah, they do indeed. But Dennis there picking up another kill. That's 3 kills already in this round here. But Mac actually killed Dennis blind there to give Norway a small chance here, but look, already Sweden are rotating here into the B side, and this should be a comfy round here for Sweden. 1v2 though, Reeston only on 30 HP. Pronax does clean up though to give that a massive advantage to Sweden. Yeah,
it's not looking good now for Norway. 13-9. Have to eco this round, and then hope that they can just win the next 6 or next 7 actually, without losing any if they want to get 3 points, but next 6 if they want to get 1 point. Norway should be pretty happy regardless. I mean, at the end of the day, they've already got 6 points. They're going to be going to the round of 16, but they probably expected themselves to do a bit better against Sweden. Exists with the P90. They're just lining up for him. He takes 2 though. He's got support from Dennis, and this over-aggression might be punished here by the Norwegians. Pronax getting the return. That's good play there by Pronax, making sure they can't capitalize on those 2 rifles that they've picked up and do more damage. And Pauf will finish off the job. 14-9, as we had thought, and Norway have one final lifeline.
Indeed, this is their last chance, I think, to really get back into this game. They got, again, we've got the Johan Polly. He needs to start working that up very well, like he was doing in that first half. So, yeah, I think if Sweden win this round, obviously that puts them onto match point and gets them probably them vital 3 points that they needed after that shock defeat to Belarus earlier on in this group stage.
Yeah, and one of the reasons I think Norway haven't been able to kind of perform as well as we maybe expect them to, I think a couple of their star players are a bit cold in the match. They're a bit tempered.
Rubino and Rain, we haven't seen much from them as far as big players are concerned. And on Dust 2, you do need, like, just... You want your star players to just go absolutely sick and get those entries consistently round after round after round. And if you can't do that, especially against such a strong lineup that we do see on the Swedish side, it becomes very, very difficult to pick up any rounds on the T side. And as far as tactics are concerned, I don't think they can really compete with both Exist and Pronax on the same side. Makalele and Dennis picking up frags with the AWP. There's the Rubino that we want to see, though. He's on 3. He's picked up 2, getting
bomb,
into the site. Oh,
Bombers and CT spawns, so it'll be extremely hard here for Rubino to actually get control. And obviously, Pronax knows exactly where the bomb is. He's got a great position here.
It's interesting by Exist peeking. I don't know whether he wanted to bait Rubino. It's a bit dangerous. Rubino's going to push forward. Oh, there's a return. It's well played by Exist and Pronax, just making sure that even if one of them dies, they can get the trade almost immediately. It would have been an ace had Rubino gotten that kill, but 4K for him. I was just saying that we're not seeing the Rubino that we're used to seeing. He's not performing as well as we'd like him to, and the play is relatively big. But it is match point now for Sweden, and not the greatest of buys on the Norwegian side, Neil.
No, indeed, we've got Deagle, Tech 9 on the board, only 1 AK on the board here for Norway. It's going to be very hard for them to actually pick up this round. And yeah, good if Sweden do pick up this last. Actually, we'll get back to this round actually before I actually make my point. I was going to say Pronax there picking up on terrain.
Dennis is going to push forward with the P90, and that's really, really nicely done by the Swedes. But there's a cacophony of kills all over, and all of a sudden, the terrorists are actually a man up. I have no idea what's happened over at Long, but it's just murder. It's genocide. Bodies lying everywhere, spread all over that part of the map. Mac getting information to see where Exist is coming from, and this should allow his teammate to support him. His teammate's actually going to go straight for the plant. Probably not the best choice, but it doesn't matter. Mark, he's going to make short work of Exist regardless, and that's around for Norway. I think Norway, a draw between Norway and Sweden is probably beneficial for both. It just puts them that bit up higher. I think both should be relatively happy about it. However, Sweden with the score, if you asked them that question before, but with the scoreline that they have, Sweden definitely should be winning. That's what I meant to say. However, at the beginning of the game, if you told me Sweden and Norway 15-15, I think that'd be a pretty decent score for both teams.
I think Sweden really need a win, to be honest, after that. Just because of that one loss, they want to top the group, I think, in my opinion, too.
Oh my
really
goodness! Wow. But yeah, you're right. Actually, you're right. Because they lost against Belarus, maybe they need the win a bit more than Norway, who've had a flawless Group D so far. But fantastic shots from Polly. That's the thing that I've noticed, and you can see it now, is that Norway haven't really done a good job getting control of mid. And they haven't responded to that Swedish mid aggression very well. That round, though, Polly stayed back with the AWP and picked up those 2 kills. Just due to the fact that Sweden were overextending, and it was just really easy, and the positional advantage. And we're moving towards the A side. There's a CT smoke by Rain. Dennis is over at mid, so he'll probably join in to support his teammate over at short. I think Pronax is going to try and stay alive as much as possible, and he'll jump down. Ooh, with barely any health left to his name. Polly finds, oh, that's Rain actually with the headshot. Now it's just Pronax on his own in a 1 versus 2. Bombs being planted.
Look at this, pushes it. Oh, but Rain read that like a book, and 2 great headshots by Rain to really.
That was 2 versus 5, man.
Yeah, so hats off there. So yeah, 15-11 now, and probably gonna be a full eco for Sweden. Well, it will be a full eco for Sweden, but Norway 4 rounds only to get. Like, not impossible in my opinion. Just only 2 gun rounds, 2 proper gun rounds that need to kind of cement this draw.
Yeah, I think they were relatively lucky with that round. They were pretty fortunate, and it was great individual play by Polly with the AWP. Can you repeat that performance, Polly? Actually taking down Dennis. I think they hit each other by accident. I don't know what they were doing, but they were just running through each other, and one of them blocked the other and caused him to die. Either way, they're both going to go down. There's just Makalele and Pronax remaining, who are hoping to get some exit frags and maybe pick up a rifle or 2 as well.
Yeah, of course. But this round, yeah, Pronax is actually going to save that AK, which is... Oh no, he's not going to save that AK, sorry. It's going to be interesting to see, actually, in this next round. obviously Sweden are not probably going to be able to afford it all. What setup they're actually going to do here?
All right, money's not too great. They won't afford an AWP unless they'll go glass cannon, so they're going to go straight for M4s. Interesting that both Gamers 2 players are using the M4A1 and also Porf as well. Pauf, I don't know if people have just joined us. Pauf had a really fantastic tournament in the European Championships last year. He played very well against the Virtus Pro guys, against the French players, the Envy. I think it was LDLC then, but the Envy guys and the Titan guys. I mean, the top French team. He did really well. He was very surprisingly good, and at that time he looked like a top high potential young talent for the Swedish scene. But sadly, he's not been able to play in a consistent lineup. He's only 18 at the moment. There's still a lot of time for him, but I think Pauf needs like a nice consistent lineup that he can play with to really show his potential. But he's definitely a player that can really rise and become one of the great Swedes in the scene if he gets the opportunity.
Yeah, of course. He played really well for Property, obviously. But look at Norway here. They've actually got control of long here, and that's 4v2 has already changed to here, and they're going to have access to the A site here, and it's going to be probably Norway should pick up this round if they don't make any mistakes here.
Yeah, Existent Dennis now playing for the retake. Bombs being planted. This finds Rubino. There's a return from Rain almost immediately. It's Dennis now on his own in a 1 versus 2. And this is a very dangerous player indeed. He can definitely take this around, but I think he's just been given the call to save that M4 and live to fight another day, because the economy for Sweden is not too great. Maybe that'll allow them to afford a double op setup if he keeps that M4. And he takes down Mac as well, so well done by him. He'll save that M4, run away, and Reason's going to pick up the AWP as well at the same time for the Norwegian side. But 15-13, it's a very good comeback now for Norway. It was 15-10. It looked like Sweden had this in the bag, but there's a real chance that Norway... Actually, you know what? The economy for Sweden is absolutely demolished. It's gone.
Yeah.
They'd have nothing. So they're not even... for a moment there, I thought they were on 2K. They were on 0. They were on 0. I thought they were on 2K. I don't know why I thought they were on 2K, but they're on $0. So that means that only gives them about 3K. And so they won't be able to go for anything. That M4 that Dennis has saved, I guess will give them a bit of firepower, but it's not going to be much of a game changer for them. Norway should make this 15-14.
Yeah, it was actually 15-9, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can pick up the round. But
Oof, what's going on here?
Just said that advantage Sweden here, 3v1 situation.
I have
Dennis
no idea.
there with that M4, pick it up to great frags here. Oh, but Polly there picks up McAlelly. He's got
Polly right now needs to just take. He needs to bring a miracle up from his. I have no idea what he's going to do. He takes down Pronax though. Still got 2 kills already. Dennis knows exactly where he is. He's planted the bomb. Dennis is going to push him. Polly. He's had a pretty good game so far, and Polly keeps Norwegian hopes alive. What a clutch there from the Norwegian. I did not expect that whatsoever. It seemed like a huge waste by Norway after it should have been an easy anti-eco, and they just got demolished on the B side, lost a lot of players on the A side, and Dennis used that M4 that he saved very well. But Polly performing incredibly well. I mean, it started off with that fantastic flick shot to get entry in towards the A side, picked up the AK-47 and got 2 frags after that. So really nicely done there by Polly. And there is still hope for Norway to take 1 point out. The Sweden must be banging their heads on the wall at the moment. There's a nade towards long. Does some damage on Mac and Rain. Right now, they've not got control of mid, the terrorists. They're going to move towards the A short part of the map first. Get control of that. Get control of mid. Get control of lower tunnels. Make sure that they don't get flanked by Pronax as well. And then they can make their move after that. And with Reaston going towards tunnels like that, I'm assuming it will be a push towards the B site. They haven't even bothered to move towards short, which is a bit of a dangerous move. But look at this. We've got 2 CTs moving forward, getting information from tunnels. Exist taking down Reaston. And now there's a 2-man advantage for the Swedish side. It's going to be difficult for Norway to do much. Polly, though, with an entry. He's been the game changer for Norway. He's been the miracle man.
I think that was going to be still quite hard. Sweden have kind of read this right with 2 people in B exist in the corner and Dennis in the B site. Rubino and Rain are obviously going to try and... But Rubino does pick up Rain, TK's Rubino, Dennis picks off Rain, and that's GG. What a great game that was.
I was
all 30 rounds there.
16-14, Sweden will get the 3 points. I was just taking a look at Pronax. I was thinking that he was going to flank from behind. I was going to mention that he was going to get a flank. But all of a sudden, the terrorists time their move in. There's one TK, one kill. There's the return from Dennis. And Sweden will take that. So 64, very close, very close. Great comeback from the Norwegians. However, Sweden will come out the better. And again, guys, really sorry about this, about the match. It was... we had some audio problems for some reason. You can only hear